Shalltear Bloodfallen, created by Lord Peroncino, a power gamer, sniper, and the younger brother of Buku Buku Shagama's, not only responsible for the first 3 floors of Nezarec, making her unique among the floor guardians, as no one else controls multiple floors, but she's also the strongest combatant among all of the floor guardians, equipped with powerful armor that can absorb a great deal of damage, and her lance, an item of the divine tier, the highest rarity level in all of Overlord. Shalltear wields a weapon so rare that it was normal for level 100 players to not even possess a single one of these items. Additionally, Shalltear's lance absorbs a percentage of health with every single hit, and the weaker the opponent, the greater the damage and the stronger the healing effect is. And she's also capable of summoning weaker creatures such as shadow wolves and shadow bats. And these creatures serve not only as allies in battle, but can also be used to restore her own health when struck by her own lance, in an act of betrayal. Her strongest skill is Ein Harrier, a summoning ability that creates a one-to-one copy of herself, similar to Pandora's Actor, just without the huge debuffs he suffers of 20% if he transforms into Ainz Ooal. And this copy of her has the same melee strength, health, and armor value as the original. And beyond that, she is also proficient in powerful magic, such as Vermilion Nova, a 9th tier spell, and the most powerful regular fire spell there is. She also possesses many defensive abilities, such as the Impact Shield, which creates an impenetrable barrier up to 3 times per day. She also has great offensive skills. For example, her Purification Lance are not only extremely strong, but they also pursue the target with 100% accuracy. Lord Peroncino also gifted her an item that allows her to resurrect once after her death. And her ruthless optimization for combat led also to the disadvantage of entering a blood-frenzied state, in which she loses control over herself if she comes into contact with too much blood, something that led to her mind control, thanks to her conducting a frontal assault on the black scripture of the Theocracy of Slain. Shalltear's home base is on the 2nd floor. Next one is Gargantua, and this floor guardian usually rests at the very bottom of the lake on the 4th floor, and possesses the highest stat values among all of the floor guardians, except for intelligence. And this means that Gargantua requires commands to functions, commands such as defend the 4th floor, or throw a giant rock in the middle of a lake. Therefore, Gargantua is used as a living siege weapon, and since it does not need to breathe, it also holds a natural advantage within the lake on its floor. And this golem was awarded to the Great Tomb of Nezarec as reward for special achievements in the game. And despite its immense power and raw stat values, it might not even be the strongest golem in the entirety of Nezarec. This honor might actually go to Rubedo, the strongest entity in all of the Great Tomb, but we don't know for certain. Moving on to the 5th floor, and this floor is dominated by ice and snow, and is ruled by Cocytus, a cold-blooded insect warrior, and Cocytus was created by warrior Takemi Kazushi, a rival of Nezarec's strongest player Touch-Me, and when he left the guild, Takemi Kazushi bestowed Cocytus with the god-slaying Emperor Blade, a sword that he himself had forged to defeat Touch-Me. However, Cocytus only uses this weapon against worthy opponents, such as Brain Anglos or Sarayusu Shasha. Additionally, Cocytus has extensive knowledge over every weapon in the Great Tomb of Nezarec. For example, he was able to identify the blood-sucking meat devourer, the axe, Ainz used to fight Shalltear, not Shalltear herself. And as an honorable warrior, with a karma value of positive 50, Cocytus originally saw himself as a mindless tool, merely a sword arm of the players of Nezarec. However, thanks to Ainz's encouragement, he developed his own interests and a strong strategic mindset. On occasions he also enjoys meeting with the demon Demiurge at an upscale bar to silently enjoy drinks together. Cocytus resides in an ice palace, known as Snowball Earth, a reference to the glacial period on our own Earth. similar to the ice planet Hoth from Star Wars. The sixth and largest floor of the Great Tomb is the only floor guarded by more than one floor guardian. It is guarded by the twin floor guardians Aura and Mare, who like Cocytus, Gargantua and Shalltear are also at level 100, and their home is the Great Elven Tree, while their battlefield usually is the amphitheater, whose stands are lined with countless golems. Most raids inside of Nezarec end here, as already weakened enemies must now face the twin guardians. Aura, as a ranged fighter, excels in controlling entire enemy groups with her bow from the distance and her countless beasts she can summon as a beast tamer who take care of the melee part. Meanwhile Mare, with his 2 dragons and his earthquake abilities, is the strongest area damage fighter among the floor guardians. And as a druid he can also protect his sister Aura from much of the damage that the enemies can deal. So much so that in fact even Ainz, greater fire elementar, summoned with the staff of Ainz Ooal, could not inflict any damage on either of them in battle. Created by Buku Buku Shagama, the twin floor guardians were also a small joke directed at her younger brother Peroroncino, since Mare, the boy, is constantly bossed around by his sister Aura, much like Peroroncino was in real life. Both elven children have a karma value of -100, making them slightly evil. In human years they are 76 years old, but in elven years they are only 10. Next one is Demiurge, and he was created by the Shunibu Ulbatalain Odl, a caster who with his Grand Catastrophe spell far surpasses even Ainz Ooal in damage output. And Demiurge is inspired by Ainz Ooal's own overlord character build, and therefore serves more as a commander and a jack-of-all-trades fighter rather than a focused melee or spellcaster build. With a karma value of -500, he is extremely cruel and sadistic, and he also refers to his humans as bipedal sheep and keeps them in his happy farm, where he skins them alive and takes great pleasure in his own work in order to supply Nezarec with valuable raw materials. As a fighter, Demiurge relies on his demonic aspects, which allows him to unleash hellish powers, including razor-sharp claws, fire magic, and a vast array of special abilities. He can also summon an evil Lord of Wrath, who served as his demonic emperor replacement, allowing him to focus on the strategic and tactical aspects of his conquests. Even though Demiurge is extremely diabolical, he is friendly and helpful towards the other floor guardians and the inhabitants of Nezarec in general, and he is also level 100. Due to the fact that he was created in Ainz Ooal's image, he is the only known NPC who is more loyal to someone else rather than to his own creator. Demiurge resides in the hellish domain, the Blazing Temple on the 7th floor, a desecrated temple built in the Greco-Roman style, littered with broken idols of fallen gods. The 8th floor of the Great Tomb of Nezarec is a dry wasteland, and apart from oases like the Cherry Blossom Sanctuary, in which the teleportation network is controlled by Auriel Omega, the youngest and the strongest sisters of the Pleiades battlemates, it is relatively empty. And this is where the main combat force of the Great Tomb of Nezarec is stationed. Its floor guardian victim is the only floor guardian below level 100, having only level 35, which places him at the same level as one of Ainz Ooal's Death Knights. Victim was unlocked through an incredibly difficult questline, which was not worth the effort for most players in terms of cost-benefit. However, the reason why Victim was still unlocked and only has the level 35 is tied to the overall strategy of the 8th floor, taking the form of a fetus, a human offering sacrificed before birth. Victim, due to its spiritual purity and detachment from the sinful world, became an angel, and its only purpose in battle is to die again. Since eliminating such a pure being triggers a unique ability that inflicts numerous status debuffs on its enemies. Therefore, Victim, simply by perishing, is capable of severely weakening entire armies. in combination with the massive elite fighting force on the 8th floor, as well as Rubedo, the strongest being in all of Nazarick. This strategy successfully annihilated a raid group of over 1,500 players, NPCs, and summoned creatures that had made it all the way down. And therefore an invasion of the 9th floor, along with the throne room, could be averted. Also, Victim's revival cost is insignificant compared to the other floor guardians due to its low level of 35, unlike Shalltear's, whose resurrection costed millions of gold coins. And thus, its low level and inherent weakness are actually a huge advantage, since it is now really easy to trigger his skill and pay the revival fee, simply because Victim perishes quite easily. Victim resides in the Tree of Life and has a marginally positive karma value of just 1, the minimum threshold for angels. And that concludes the explanation of all of the floor guardians, and this time I focused entirely on the facts and the essentials, and now it's your turn. What's your opinion on my video format? Let me know it down in the comment section. And while you type, I say thank you very much for watching, thanks to all of my Patreons for supporting this channel, and as usual, I say my special thanks to Arder Daddy Arder, ASK, Bad Guy Yee, Bad Burrito 316, Beezer, Ben C, Brandon S, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Din Pep, Dragonlord Placido Saxophone, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feralchivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Le Louche Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Lofrazer, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, Oh Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pentum, Personage, Ruru, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Q&A Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Sir Axolotl, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rocket Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenokai, and Sonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.